Hello everybody and welcome to FSU Weather. I am student meteorologist Christian Palacio and I'm going to be taking a quick look with you guys. Currently it is 81 degrees with cloudy conditions and we have some winds coming from the southeast at 3 miles per hour. And in our area we got everything from the low 80s to upper 70s, 81 here in Tallahassee, 79 in both Quincy and Thomasville. And we got some thunderstorms passing by Thomasville at this very moment, and 82 degrees in Valdosta. And our dew point, we have very humid conditions at this moment. 75 degrees for us here in Tallahassee as well as Quincy, and it's a little bit less humid up in southwest Georgia. And now we're looking at our satellite and radar. We got some showers coming from the south. It's kind of passing by. We got some clearer skies. No rain at this very moment, but we got some showers coming, kind of dodging our area at this very moment. And so tonight we will be talking about Hurricane Zeta. What's going on with that? We got some cold front coming in this Thursday, and we got some Halloween cool down conditions. See what we got for you tonight.
Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist David Stoltz. Christian, thank you for that overview of our weather that's coming up, what the things we're going to talk about. And the big story is, will Tropical Storm Zeta become Hurricane Zeta again? And I believe that the Hurricane Center is saying, yes, it will. Expected to get up to winds of 80 miles per hour while it's in the Central Gulf. And as it approaches the Louisiana coast over the next 24 to 36 hours. It's not expected to strengthen into a Category 2. It should stay a Category 1 hurricane, which is good for those folks who have already experienced many tropical cyclones this season. So it's a good news that that storm is not going to rapidly intensify and should remain a minimal hurricane. As far as Tallahassee, where's the cool weather? Well, the cool weather is on its way. We'll have a cold front moving through the area on Thursday, bringing some increased chances of showers and thunderstorms, and there may be some severe storms possible due to the interaction with tropical system Zeta and a cold front that comes through. And what's the weekend going to look like for trick-or-treaters? If you're going out trick-or-treating, you're going to like this forecast. It's not a spooky one. It's actually a very cool one, and it'll be very comfortable to go take the kids out and collect that candy for Halloween. And so stay tuned with us tonight with FSU Weather as we cover all these topics and a little bit more. And now I'm going to pass things off to Christian, who's going to talk about, what do you talk about, Christian? What's going on?
Well, David, first things first, we're going to take a closer look into our local weather. So as I said before, it is currently cloudy, as you can see from our camera at Doak Campbell Stadium. We currently have 81 degrees, and it feels like 87 degrees because of our humidity and winds. It's coming from the southeast at 3 miles per hour. So now we have a little bit of consistency from 6 a.m. all the way to 8 a.m., 74 degrees, and then 75 from 9 to 10, and it just warmed all the way up to 82 degrees this afternoon at 5 o'clock. And now we are looking at our area's local temperatures. We have no data for Perry, unfortunately, but we do have 81 degrees for us in Tallahassee as well as Apalachicola, and we got some cloudy conditions throughout our whole area with some thunderstorms passing by Thomasville at 79 degrees, 79 in Quincy as well as 78 up in Bainbridge. And now for our dew point, it's feeling pretty muggy at this very moment, 75 degrees. It's very close to our environmental temperature. It's also 75 up in Quincy, and it is 73 degrees in Bainbridge, so it's a little bit less humid out in southwest Georgia. All right, so now we do have some rain showers coming in from the south. Currently, we did have just some isolated showers passing by our area. It's kind of like light rain. You can see that it's a lot heavier further west, so out in Defuniak Springs, even Panama City, and it looks like it's actually coming by over here by Cross City, Cedar Key, Perry area. All right, so now we're going to look at our water vapor. Actually, this is what we're going to be talking about more later today. This is now Tropical Storm Zeta. It was a hurricane. It has weakened as it passed through the Yucatan Peninsula. And we do have some moisture conditions that is going to be reaching Florida within the next couple of days. and we will see how that goes. As far as into tomorrow, Wednesday, it's going to be very cloudy all throughout the night, as well as it'll get a little bit clearer as we get into this time tomorrow afternoon, but you should still expect some showers into tomorrow all day. For tonight's forecast, we have 74 degrees in Tallahassee, 72 in Monticello, Madison, Valdosta, Bainbridge, and Quincy. So it's going to be cooling down just a little bit more, which is going to feel very nice. And as we look into tomorrow's forecast, it's going to warm up a little bit again with still cloudy conditions. 86 here in Tallahassee, as well as Quincy and Thomasville. Very cloudy throughout our whole area. And so we will be looking at tonight's forecast, 68 degrees. Still going to be pretty cloudy. It may clear up a little bit. And for tomorrow, we will have some isolated storms with 86 degrees as our temperature. As we look into the week ahead, we're going to have a 90% chance of thunderstorms because we can expect some of that outer bands possibly from Tropical Storm Zeta for Thursday. And it's going to be dropping down into lower to mid 80s as we get into the weekend for Halloween. It's going to be very exciting. So David, what do you think we will be talking about next?
I'm going to talk about the tropics next. I'm going to take a look at Tropical Storm Zeta. It was downgraded to a tropical storm after it made landfall in the Yucatan Peninsula. And currently Zeta is located, well, Greek alphabet. We've gone through Zeta. We've tied 2005's record as far as the number of names that we've used in going into the Greek alphabet here. And Zeta is currently just northwest of the Yucatan Peninsula in the central Gulf of Mexico, churning its way towards the northwest currently, but eventually the storm is going to take a turn to the north-northeast, which I'll show you in the the cone from the National Hurricane Center. Here's the water vapor picture of Hurricane Zeta in the Gulf of Mexico. Lots of moisture to work with here around Zeta. So the storm will strengthen a little bit, but as it moves further to the northwest, it will encounter some shear associated with this trough right here. This is where our cold front will be coming from up here, and this trough is going to shear away the northwest part of Zeta and keep it from getting any stronger. And Zeta here, very large storm. You can see the circumference of this storm is very large, taking up almost all of the Gulf of Mexico, and we're going to get in on some of these rain bands come Thursday, but the storm is, we're not going to have any direct effects from the storm except some elevated surf and along the coast and maybe some windier conditions along the coast, but no direct impacts for Tallahassee, just indirect ones with increased moisture and shower and thunderstorm activity. So as the storm moves up into the Gulf, up towards the Gulf Coast here, it will bring some moisture, which will come to the panhandle of Florida. And here's the cone from the National Hurricane Center. Currently is a tropical storm, but as it moves along, it will become a hurricane once again with 80-mile-per-hour winds. And as it approaches the coast, it's going to maintain that strength and shouldn't become any stronger. So we'll be dealing with a Category 1 hurricane at landfall on Wednesday afternoon. And once it makes landfall, it's going to zip off really quick towards the northeast and out of the picture. And here are the watches, and here are the tropical storm warnings and hurricane warnings. We have a tropical storm warning here from about Crestview over to Morgan City, and then you have a hurricane warning for the New Orleans area and all around here, and there's actually a tropical storm warning out here. So you have these warnings and watches up. If you're in an area that's prone to flooding, pay attention to your local forecasters and local statements. And here's the probability of tropical storm force winds. Tallahassee, we're probably not going to see anything tropical storm force winds here, but as you get closer to where it makes landfall, you will definitely see tropical storm, possibly hurricane force winds. And here's a beautiful picture of the eastern United States. I'm going to hand things off now to Christian, who's going to talk about the southeast, right?
Yes, I will be talking more along the lines of the southeast. And well, as you can see, it is quite warm for pretty much the state of Florida. How unfortunate is that? As you can see, actually, behind me, there is a little bit of the cold front's actually coming down further south. See, in Little Rock, it's actually 49 degrees, 63 degrees down in Shreveport. But look at that big difference right down here in New Orleans, 82 degrees. It's about the same for us here in Tallahassee. All right, now as we look into dew points for the rest of the area as well, very humid down here. It is a lot. It's quite less humid in Little Rock and Shreveport, 46 degrees in Little Rock. 57 degrees in Shreveport, and already in Jackson, Mississippi, Montgomery, Alabama, 70 degrees. It's a lot more humid. All right, so now we mostly got some winds coming from, we got some easterly winds, southeasterly winds for much of the eastern part of Florida. And we also have, as well as Atlanta up here. And then we also have northerly winds for up in northern Mississippi, Tupelo, Jackson as well. 10 miles per hour in Jacksonville, 7 miles per hour in Tupelo, 3 degrees for us here in Tallahassee, so it's a little bit calmer for us. All right, now we look into our satellite and radar. See, you can actually start to see some of the clouds, outer bands of Tropical Storm Zeta. And, you know, it's going to already start to be quite noticeable for us within the next 24 to 36 hours, especially closer to Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Gulf Coast. And it's becoming a little more defined. It's kind of discombobulated a little bit, especially as it passed through the Yucatan Peninsula, which actually greatly diminished its strength. But now that it's going through the Gulf of Mexico warm waters, it's going to quickly, I shouldn't say quickly, but it will regain some of that strength back into a low-end Category 1 hurricane. So now for tonight's forecast, it's going to be 74 for us here in Tallahassee. We got 77 degrees in New Orleans, 58 in Shreveport, and 48 in Little Rock. I could honestly be using some of that nice weather right now. And for tomorrow's forecast, it's still going to be very warm for us here in the southeast, 86 in Tallahassee. Oh, we got 75 up in Atlanta with some thunderstorms, as well as 81 in Montgomery, Jackson, 77 and 81 degrees in New Orleans. And as you know, these conditions might deteriorate within, I would say, Wednesday evening, Thursday morning for especially this area. It's not really a surprise. This may maintain some thunderstorms. And David might speak about this a little bit more, but as some people may know, we have a winter storm that's actually passing by, what they call Winter Storm Billy. It's actually passing by the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma, and it's going to collide with Hurricane Zeta, I should say. So what's going to happen about that?
I don't know, Christian. I'm liking the weather that's on the way, though. I'm going to take a zoom out and look at the national picture here. And, oops, there it is. Here are the temperatures currently around the nation. 57 up in Seattle, 35 up in Billings. Now some winter weather. If you like cold weather, this is where you end up going, right down in the central part of the United States. And this is the cool air that's going to reach us. It's not going to be that cold. The temperatures, the air mass will moderate before it gets to us. And we won't have any temperatures in the 30s or 40s for us, except maybe our northern, some parts of Georgia may have lows in the mid-40s, but as far as us, we won't get that low. But here's that cold air. It's making its way out of Canada down into the central United States. Can you tell where the cold front's at? Yes, you can. The cold front is right here dividing this warm air and the cold air. You got 34 degrees in Kansas City and 63 in Memphis. So the cold front is about right in here and follows this like sort of the light blue line between the green and the dark blue. And down here in the southeast, we're holding on to those summer-like temperatures, especially in Miami where it's 85 degrees. And here are the dew points. The dew points show it all also. Can you find the cold front? Yes, the cold front is right here where it divides the much muggier air from the much drier, comfortable air. And down here in Tallahassee in Florida, you can see 75-degree dew points, and that's due to Tropical Storm Zeta bringing that moisture up out of the Gulf and the Caribbean and just very moist tropical air. But if you're up in the Northwest, very dry conditions up here. Not good for the fires. We did have some snow in Colorado that helped a little bit to get sort of douse the fires a little bit. They're still burning, I believe, and so it's just very dry conditions out here, which is typical with winter at this time, as we have cold continental air masses coming out of Canada, which bring that cooler, drier air. Currently going across the nation, you see here's a stationary front that is located right here, and it's actually probably the cold front. What's going to happen is that this trough, there's a trough back here, is going to move in, and we're going to have Hurricane Zeta, will eventually be Hurricane Zeta, will help to sort of induce that cold front and bring in that cooler, drier air around the backside of the storm once it passes by our air. And you have some rain and some snow up in the northeast associated with a low pressure system. And now here, like I said, it is just very dry under high pressure in the northwest, with a snowstorm right here in Denver, dumping some snow in parts of New Mexico and in parts of Colorado. And the water vapor imagery, you can see here's that trough. It's going to dig down and lift Zeta up off to the northeast once it moves over to the eastern part of the United States. You can see lots of moisture associated with Zeta down there. And here's the drought monitor. Still lots of drought out here west. Very drought conditions, and they just need rain. Hopefully get a lot of snowpack this winter, and it'll help take care of that drought later in the springtime. And over here in the southeast, we are fine, no droughts to be found. Tonight's low is very cold. If you're in Denver, 29 degrees, and if you get down into the southeast, Florida's in the mid-70s, upper 70s, and that cold front, once it moves through over the next couple of days, those temperatures will fall. Tomorrow's forecast, highs not too bad out here in California. Los Angeles, 71 degrees. Up in the northeast of Boston, it's a little bit rainy and cool up there at 50 degrees. And down here in Tallahassee, 86 degrees. I'm going to hand things off now to Christian. He's going to talk about our local weather some more. So what's going on with our local weather? When's that cold front coming?
Yeah, well, we'll be talking more about the local weather. And, well, that cold front couldn't come any sooner because it is still warm for this week. Can you believe it? Well, we are still going to be dealing with that warmth at this very moment, unfortunately. But we currently have 81 degrees for us here in Tallahassee, down in Apalachicola as well. And it's going to be 79 in Quincy and Thomasville as well. And for our dew points, it's still very humid. It's 75 degrees for us in Tallahassee as well as Quincy. And it's going to cool off a little bit up in Thomasville and Valdosta. It's going to be just a tad bit drier, but not by much. So we have wind speed direction. Our winds are very calm, 3 miles per hour out of the southeast, 4 miles per hour in St. Marks, and easterlies. For Thomasville and Donaldsonville, we also have quite some calm winds. So our rain is going to be going just around us. We just had some light rain passing by, and so you can see more of the rain that's actually defined out west, passing by Funiac Springs, Panama City, as well as over here in Perry and Madison. That whole area, it's going to be very thunderstormy. And now we have some clouds passing by for us into the overnight hours. Into tomorrow, we are probably going to have some clear, well, we will have some clear skies as we get into this time tomorrow. As far as our surrounding areas, it's still going to be very cloudy. We'll still have some chances of some isolated showers. And for tonight, it's going to be 68 degrees with some clear skies. Actually, it will still be rather cloudy with some chances. And we will still have isolated thunderstorms, 86 degrees into tomorrow. And so for our forecast along the week, 86 degrees for us for today, and 81 degrees for Thursday, 72 for Friday. And as we head into the weekend, it's going to still be mid-60s, so 70s, excuse me. It's not going to be too bad. 76 for Halloween, 75 Sunday, and it's going to be down into the upper 60s, lower 70s in the week ahead. All right, David, so what do you think we will be speaking about at this very moment?
Well, we're going to talk about Tropical Storm Zeta in the Gulf of Mexico there. It is currently, you can see over here on our viewer that, on our viewer over here, it's really a big storm at this point. It really has broadened out and covers almost the whole Gulf of Mexico. Looks like there's some dry air that got into the storm possibly. It's taking on just a tiny bit of a hybrid storm possibly, but mostly tropical. And it is forecast to strengthen back into a hurricane, a Category 1 hurricane. And I think the top winds that it probably is forecasted to have is 80 miles per hour. It's moving off to the northwest, I believe, at this time. And the cone shows that it will make landfall somewhere around the New Orleans area, somewhere in New Orleans or maybe Mississippi area tomorrow afternoon at some point. And good thing is that it's not going to strengthen into a big major hurricane, but with any storm there are always hazards, especially with storm surge, and rainfall may not be a big issue since the storm is moving at a fast clip. It's not moving slowly. It should be out of there in 24 hours easily as it moves off to the northeast eventually, and will be pretty much combined with the cold front that is going to come down into the southeastern part of the United States. It'll become part of that, and it'll be zipped off to the northeast and out of the picture, and lots of dry weather behind this, once this goes through, there will be dry, cooler weather for the southeast and for Tallahassee area. So this weekend, we'll have some really comfortable temperatures for Halloweening or just going out having a walk or going to the park. It's going to be very beautiful. So I'm going to hand things now off to Christian, who's going to take a look. What are you going to take a look at?
All right, David. So we're going to be talking more specifically about Florida because, Florida, as we can see right here, our temperatures are still very warm. Down here in Key West, 83 degrees, 85 in Miami, 80 in West Palm Beach. Heck, Tampa, 89 degrees. That's got to be the warmest temperature for our state at this very moment. So our dew points, looks like Tampa somehow is actually less humid than we are. But overall, it is very humid throughout the whole state. 77 degrees in Key West, 75 in Miami and West Palm Beach, 73 in Fort Myers. And so for the rest of our state, it is actually very clear over down here in South, even Central Florida. Central Florida actually will see some parts of rain, especially the tropical storm Zeta going to be influencing this whole area right here. And so now we'll be looking into Miami. So Miami, 87 degrees for the next 3 days. Wednesday, 87, Thursday, 87, Friday, 87. Friday, you will see some thunderstorms. And that doesn't really surprise me. Zeta might have something to do with that. Tampa, 91. That is very warm today. It's going to go down to Thursday, 88, drastically dropping to 80 degrees on Friday. That is still very warm, but that is a lot better compared to today. Orlando, 89 degrees today, 90 for tomorrow, and Friday, 80 degrees. It is very partly cloudy in your city as well. And Jacksonville, 85 for today. It's going to warm up to 88 on Thursday, and on Friday, nice and clear sunny skies, 75 degrees. Not bad. And so over here, our neighbors in Pensacola, 81 degrees. We're already seeing some thunderstorms possibly. It's going to definitely be having some effect from the outer bands of Zeta. 77 degrees for Thursday, and it's going to drop down to 71 degrees on Friday because of that cold front, especially also with us. Over here, you can see the whole state is pretty much cloudy. Down here in 80 degrees for Key West and 79 degrees for out in Miami. And it's a little bit cooler up here in Gainesville, 72 degrees. Actually, Jacksonville is also cooler, 73 degrees, along with Orlando. And as we look into tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be warming up quite a bit once again. It's still going to be very cloudy throughout our entire state, but down here in Key West, it's 86 degrees. Man, Tampa does not look like we'll get a break. I mean, it could get cooler a lot faster, wouldn't you wish, people of Tampa? 91 degrees. Fort Myers is going to be 90 degrees, and Orlando is 89 degrees. For here in Gainesville, it is 88 degrees. My goodness, can this cold front seriously not come any sooner? It absolutely can. Luckily for us, at least here in the north part of Florida, it will start cooling down. Thank goodness. Not sure for the rest of the state. Doesn't really look like it might cool down much for you. But if you are here with us locally, you will enjoy the cool weather, just like you are. I mean, we are. So what will we be talking about next, David?
We're going to take one more look at our local forecast before we go to the closing desk. I mean, yes, there's a really warm temperatures, Christian. It's just, I'm looking forward to some cooler weather and just some really fall-like weather. I wish the leaves changed more around here in northern Florida. They do change, but it's not like going to like the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee and North Carolina. Here currently, you can see the sun setting over Doak Campbell Stadium off to the west. There is some cloud cover in the area currently with some passing showers. Currently, the temperature is 81 degrees in Tallahassee, under partly cloudy skies with the passing showers, like I was saying, and southeast wind at 3 miles per hour. Currently, temperatures in the Big Bend area, if you're at 82 degrees in Valdosta, not too bad. These are on the cooler side. It's not overwhelming like humid high temperatures. It's just in the low 80s. It's comfortable, and it's due to the cloud cover and some of the rain that has fallen. 81 currently in Tallahassee and Bainbridge at 78 degrees. The muggy meter, yeah, these guys are not happy. It's very muggy out there. We have dew points 75 degrees over most of the area due to Tropical Storm Zeta pumping some moisture up into the area out of the Gulf of Mexico. And you can see the showers that are coming out of the south, and the moisture being pumped up out of the Gulf here. These are indirectly associated with Zeta as the really just showers and storms that have formed around the peripheral of the storm, and they're sort of just shooting through the area. And tomorrow we'll have better weather as we'll be under high pressure that surrounds Zeta will actually give us less chance of rain tomorrow. So our rain chances will go down for one day, but Thursday they'll go back up as we'll have a cold front moving into the area. And you see the showers over here in north part of Florida, just sort of training over some of the areas. So you might pick up a half an inch of rain over the next 15 to 30 minutes. And the next 24 hours shows it clearing out as we go through tomorrow. And this will be sort of a dry slot for us, so our rain chances will go down. Tonight, you expect a low of 68 degrees in Tallahassee under clear skies and a south-southeast wind at 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 86 degrees for a high, and isolated storms. Rain chances are 20%, so it's not out of the question that you may see a passing storm or shower, but the rain chances are low, so more than likely, and it'll be a wind east at 5 miles per hour. FSU already played Louisville. I don't know why this is up here, but if you're in Louisville, it's going to be chilly weather tomorrow. And then the week ahead, rain chances, like I said, go down 20% for tomorrow, as we'll be under high pressure around that storm, and then 90% will go up as the storm collides with that cold front and gives us lots of more moisture. And guess what? The cold front passes through Friday. I'll have a high of 72. Beautiful weather. If you're going trick-or-treating on Halloween, expect a high of 76 and lows 64. And look at that, 56 on Friday night. That's beautiful, cool weather. Open the windows and let that fresh air in. All next week, beautiful weather, low rain chances, and very comfortable temperatures. I'll hand things off to Christian at the desk for our closing statements.
Yes, thank you so much, David. Well, as you can see right next to me, yeah, the cold weather is finally, well, I wouldn't say cold, but it's cooling down a little bit as we get into this weekend, finally, thanks to that cold front. 67 degrees. Well, honestly, I can't complain, 76 degrees for Halloween because, it is Florida and it does get pretty humid. But unfortunately, for those wildfires that are happening out in Colorado, at least there's that snowstorm that is passing by. So that will help the firefighters out a little bit. Does not mean that those fires are going to be taken care of just because of the snow. It is because of the fact that the snow is too dry, and that is not going to douse the fires enough. So the firefighters still have to be on their toes. And as we know that there is actually a winter storm that's passing by around the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma area, it is actually going to collide with tropical storm, or should I say Hurricane Zeta, that is going to be coming here in the southeast. What's going to really happen is once the winter storm and the tropical storm collide, it's just going to be causing many inches of rain in that area. So please follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSUweather. Please like us on Facebook for our webpage. And please watch us live on YouTube. We really enjoy having our viewers. And if you also have some pictures, please share them on Instagram at FSU Weather. We absolutely love it when you guys tune in to our channel. And we love to share your photos with us on our official FSU Weather page on Instagram. And so thank you so much for tuning us into with us tonight. And I am student meteorologist Christian Palacio. Have a wonderful evening.